At some point, lahat tayo kailangang umalis sa parents' house natin. We need to move out because that's the reality of life. And to me, it happened in 2019 and I was 27. The times na sobrang hirap ko. I was so broke at that time, but also I was the happiest that I've ever been. It's like a clean slate. Bago lahat. Bagong lugar, bagong personality, and then bagong experience because ang dami mong hindi alam. Ang dami mo ring pagkakamali that you can learn from. But today, we want to minimize the mistakes. And so we want to create this video para tulungan din yung mga taong nagbabalak na mag-move out to, just have a starting point. And today, we're listing some of the things that you will need if you're living alone for the first time. And in the end, I'll show you the one thing na Mayora approved, Homebodies approved, na I'm sure kailangan nyo. If there's only one thing na bibili nyo, it has to be this. So, kung ano yan, abangan. Welcome to Homebodies TV, where every budol finds its way home. I'm Mayora Frances, the founder of Homebodies. At yes, ito yung Facebook group na sinalihan mo nung pandemic. But to give you an update, 3 million members na ang Facebook group na yon at 5 years na tayong nagbubudulan. After living alone for 7 years, here are my 7 categories ng mga importanteng gamit sa bahay, especially when you're living alone for the first time. Kaya ngayon, iisa-isahin na natin yan. But before that, make sure to like, subscribe, and comment on this video because meron kang chance na manalo ng isa sa mga items na featured in this video. Good luck! Okay, let's start with category number 1. Ito yung mga tinatawag na pampaswerte. Bakit kailangan ng pampaswerte? Aba, syempre, kapag first time living alone, very, very broke tayo. So, kailangan natin ma-replenish lahat ng mga gastos sa advance renta, sa down payment, and all that. And for these, you need, sabi nila, unang-una mo daw dadalhin is bigas, asin, barya, at tubig. Ito yung mga importante. Yung bigas is just for prosperity and para hindi ka daw magugutom ever in your life. Asin naman is to ward off bad spirits, 'di ba? Broke na nga tayo. Kailangan pa ba natin ng mga masamang elemento, 'di ba? We need that cleansing. Barya naman, of course, is for prosperity. Ako, though, from my personal experience, hindi lang siya pamahiin. May mga times na, kunyari pamasahe, ako nagamit ko pa yung mga barya na dapat pampaswerte. So, just keep it there. It's always nice to have money at home. And lastly, tubig, which symbolizes life and renewal. And there are other things that some people would include, like chocolates, para daw sweet ang life, lalo na if you're living together with your partner. Some would say bring bulak sa Chinese, kasi daw pag bulak, it symbolizes yung magaan na buhay. And lastly, we can have religious and spiritual items. Whatever your faith is, whether you're a Catholic or you're just someone who believes in the universe, we all need those things that guide us. So for me, yung mom ko, ang pabaon niya sa akin is a rosary. Kasi sabi niya, di ba, you're living alone for the first time in a new place. So you need to be guided by the Holy Spirit. I think it still falls under pampaswerte or like just giving you prosperity and good vibes for the new era ahead. Category 2 is your sleeping setup. Tayo alam naman natin na kapag masarap ang tulog sa gabi, when we wake up, we are feeling refreshed, mas ganado tayo magtrabaho at humanap ng racket outside. And we're also like happier, friendlier people. So importante ang tutulugan natin at home. And if you're living alone for the first time, my guess would be you're living in a small space. And so some of the things that you can consider would be a sofa bed, which is already your sofa during the day, and your bed at night, and it's foldable. The pros of that is, of course, it's 2-in-1. Cons would be, at some point, nagsasag siya, and it's also not the nicest thing to, see at home. If it's the foam type, there are also sofa beds that are like the more social na furniture. The good side of that is it looks nice, but also the downside is it's kind of expensive. It's also not the comfiest because from experience, yung mga foldable type, lulubog ka sa gitna or mas matigas yung isang side. So, I started off with that, to be honest. Para na-realize ko, hindi siya sustainable in the long run. So, eventually, I moved on to my next choice, which is a mattress. And with the mattress, mas makapal, mas maganda. So, my personal choice would be the Uratex orthocare because that's 8 inches. But up to you, yun lang kapag yung bed mo is mas manipis, mas masakit sa likod. So if you're looking or if you're shopping online or in store, before you look for a bed frame, choose a better mattress and then your bed frame should adjust to your budget. Other things that you can consider are air bed. Pero matrabaho siya. Every day you need to pump it. But it's a very tipid way. If kailangan mo talaga ng bed pero wala ka pang pera or, you need that space. You also need to find a good pillow. And there are many types. Actually, hindi ko alam before na meron palang pillow for back sleeper, stomach sleeper, side sleeper. So now at least you have the option to choose. Dati akala ko, ako dapat yung mag-adjust sa pillow. But now yung pillow na yung nag-adjust sa atin. So however you want to sleep, that's fine. And lastly, this is not important, but if may extra money kayo, and you don't have an aircon at home, you can buy yung mga cooling mattress toppers or mattress protectors. This will help you sleep better at night because lumalamig na by itself yung protector. Category number 3 would be comfort essentials, as in the accessories in your home that will give you a comfortable time. And one of those na laging nakakaligtaan ng mga tao would be cortina. Cortina is big help. Marami siyang function. One, it blocks off sunlight. So, kung nakatutok, especially if your window is like facing west, so yung sunset doon, mainit tuwing hapon at paggabi. And if you want to block that off, kailangan mo ng blackout curtains. So, that's one feature. Another one is, it really affects your sleep quality if hindi ka pa ready gumising pero yung sunlight is already, waking you up. Or if you live in the middle of the central business district na never nagpapatay ng ilaw yung mga buildings, nakaka-distract din siya kasi hindi ka makakatulog at night with all those bright lights. So, the curtain also helps block those off to help you sleep longer, especially kung hindi ka pa ready gumising ng 6 a.m. Another one, of course, is yung cooling essentials. So, it could be an electric fan, it could be your air cooler, it could be an aircon. Actually, for me, hindi siya nasa priority list because most of the time when you rent out, kasama na talaga yung aircon because it's one of the bigger purchases that is really expensive. So, hindi ko na nilagay yan sa mga priority. Again, as I shared earlier, meron namang mga cooling pads that can help you sleep at night. So, yun na lang yung bilhin natin. Mas mura. And of course, apart from the electric fan, apart from the aircon or the cortina, it's also important to have a table. Because your table will be the place where you can work at, you can eat at, you can do many things. And it's also nice if you can find yung mga foldable tables, especially if you have a small space. So it could be on the side when you're not using it, and then you can open it. So I will be sharing some of the favorite finds that I found online and in store right here. Category 4 would be personal essentials. And kadalasan, di ba, when we're furnishing a home, iniisip natin dapat aesthetic, dapat maganda, dapat favorite color ko. Pero mga guys, hindi pwedeng puro ganda lang tayo. Dapat malinis tayo sa bahay natin. And so it's so important to invest on walis, dustpan, vacuum if you can afford it. Kahit yung mamurahin lang na brand, na China brand, pwede yan. Important din yung vacuum because dust accumulates so fast. Kahit na iniisip natin, nakalock naman yung doors, di natin binubuksan yung bintana. Did you know that dust actually comes from our dead skin cells? So, kahit na wala kang ginagawa at nakasara lahat, there's bound to be dust. So, especially also hair fall, di ba? So, mahirap yan walisin. I would suggest get the vacuum. Apart from that, huwag natin kalimutan, the toilet needs to be clean all the time. So, invest in a toilet brush, toilet cleaner, scrubbers. Best to clean the grout if it's, when you move in, it's still clean. Mas maganda to maintain the cleanliness of your grout. So, if you don't want to buy something expensive for your grout, kasi nga naman, panglinis lang naman siya, you can use an old toothbrush to clean those grout corners and all that. And of course, huwag natin kalimutan, kung merong mga nilinis sa toilet, sa living area, we also need to clean our dishes. Kasi kapag hindi tayo excited to clean our dishes, dyan nagmumula ang mga ipis. So, best to invest in dishwashing liquid na mabango. I mean, up to you kung anong gusto mo. Sponge. You also need to be wary about if it will scratch your pans, if you have pans. So, yun yung mga kailangan nating hanapin na items. And also a trash can. So, maganda sa trash can yung hanapin niyo yung nasa-seal talaga para hindi nga, lumalabas yung amoy and hindi mag-a-attract ng pests. So, make sure to take out your trash, close your trash bin, avoid yung mga stagnant water, make sure all the dust are always cleaned, your toilet is clean, para ma-maintain mo na maganda yung house mo for a longer time. Category number 5 would be kitchen and dining essentials. So, ito yung mga maliliit na hindi natin iniisip na mag-accumulate at some point. But, you don't need to buy them all. Hindi mo kailangan ng whisk, hindi mo kailangan ng garlic crusher and all that. Simulan natin lang sa mga basic. So, of course, you need utensils. At least 2 pairs of spoon and fork. Bakit 2 pairs? Kasi minsan, kapag kumain tayo sa lunch, di pa natin nahuhugasan. And this is true. Nakakayaman aminin, pero totoo talaga siya. But it also works, if meron kang kadate, umuwi sa bahay mo. At least may extra pair ka. So at least invest in 2 sets of utensils. You also need, of course, your knife and your cutting board. May time kasi na wala akong cutting board and naghihiba ako sa plato. But later on, I regret it kasi hiwa-hiwa na yung plato ko. And it's really bad. It's bad. It's bad. So, don't do that. And speaking of plato, okay, here's a tip. If you will have to choose which plate to buy, instead na bibili ka pa ng plato at ng bowl, bumili ka na lang ng isang shallow bowl. Kasi yung shallow bowl, pwede ka na magsinigang, pwede rin naman magkanin, prito, pasta, and it's just one plate. And it's do it all. And it saves space. So, I would suggest just get shallow bowls. For cooking, of course, you will need your, cooking utensils. I suggest just get 2 or sige, 3. 1 would be to flip your eggs. 2 would be to use your tongs for frying. And the third one is for soup. So, yung tatlo lang kailangan mo. So, what I suggest is to just go to IKEA. And everything is there from your spatula, to your utensils, to your plates, and even to the most magical thing that you will ever need in your kusina. The can opener. Cooking utensils, plato, baso, favorite drinks, and all that. Pag uwi ko, ready na ako. May kanin na ako. Pero, yung ulam ko, hindi ko mabuksan. Kasi wala akong can opener. For drinking naman, di ba, isipin natin, should I buy a glass or should I buy a mug? I would recommend to just get a mug because at least yung mug can hold cold and hot drinks. So, for coffee, pwede siya. For malamig, pwede siya. And it's more durable. Whereas with glass, medyo delicate siya. Ang dami ko nang nabasag na glass in my lifetime. If I were you, just get a mug. And if you're buying any of these and na-realize mo, oh my God, gipit na gipit talaga ako. As in, hindi ko na, maski plato, wala na akong pera for it. My recommendation is just go to the supermarket. Hanapin niyo lang yung mga may gift with purchase. I remember yung mga sikat dyan would be like the Nesty na may free tumbler, Magic Sarap na may free spatula and all that. Yung isa pang sikat, yung Lady's Choice na may parang airtight container. So those are the things that you can look for where you can save money. So you've gone through so many stuff, pero baka ang tanong nyo, Mayora, ba't di ka pa rin nagme-mention ng upuan? So let me just tell you my story. For the longest time, wala akong chair at home. And it's because yung binili kong table, actually, na dining table ko, is already my coffee table na rin. And my work table. And I just sit on the floor. So all you need is like a cushion. Or you can just sit on the floor talaga kung meron ka namang carpet. That way, makakatipid ka. Other tips is, meron ding time na ginawa ko yung bed ko is my chair. So, if you can find a table where you can sit on your bed as your chair when you work, that also works. Or if you have a sofa and you have a table, you can also use that. So, just utilize all the existing furniture that you have. Isa ring tip ko yun na when buying furniture, think of how many uses this item can have. A coffee table, a working table, a dining table. So, na-maximize mo yung ginastos mo dun sa binili mong item. Category 6 would be your cooking appliances. And nagtanong ako sa Home Buddies kung ano yung one item na masasuggest natin for people who are living alone for the first time. And ito talaga yung pinaka most answered answer. Kasi it's all about cooking. And us Pinoys, we love to eat, especially rice. Rice is life for us. Kaya the top answer is like rice cooker. And yeah, yung rice cooker din daw kasi pwede ka rin magluto dun. Another option that people would suggest to buy stove and a pan. So I would suggest get an induction stove. Most of the pans naman now are induction ready. But if you're not sure, the way to know if induction ready yung isang pan is to stick a magnet with it. Pag yung magnet dumikit, it's an induction pan. If hindi dumikit, bawal sa induction. And that's a pro tip. Kung saan kayo maghanap ng magnet, hindi ko alam, baka sa ref ng mama mo, kunin mo na lang doon. Another cooking appliance na sobrang trending sa homebodies is the air fryer. And sabi nila, maganda rin to for people who are living alone for the first time. Because with an air fryer, tama nga naman, you can, toast your bread, you can fry your chicken nuggets, you can grill or reheat your food. And in some cases, pwede ka ring mag-bake sa air fryer. So if you're buying that, my only recommendation is, mura na lang naman din kasi yung mga air fryer ngayon. Get the bigger basket na, yung kasya yung buong chicken. Because sometimes we underestimate how much food we want to cook. Lalo na pag fried food. And it takes up more space. So just get the bigger basket and it will last you a long time. Pero kung hinihintay mo yung one and only ultimate budol na Mayora-approved homebodies budol-worthy thing na pinaka marirecommend ko when you're living alone for the first time, it is a multi-cooker. This is the holy grail item for people who are living alone, especially in a small space. Because with this small apparatus machine, you can cook so many things. So pwede ka na mag-steam, whether it's egg or dim sum, or whatever ulam from the previous night. You can also grill over here. Pwede ka rin mag-deep fry or magpakulo ng soup or mag-boil ng egg. So you can do all that here. And you can also just, pan fry or grill something over here. And there's so many things that you can cook with just this item. And it's just so affordable. And if you want this item, you can check out the link below. And you can get that from the Tough Mama store, wherever you can find it online. At this point, we've covered most of the essentials, the functional essentials, kasi diba, sleeping setup, cooking, food. But I have a category 7 that I call mga pampahappy. And these are things that some people might think na, luho lang yan, magastos ka lang, maarte ka lang. But arte is part of life because, art imitates life, life imitates art. Charot. But anyway, it could be as simple as a wall art from your local artists. If you're into K-pop, diba? Poster ni Jungkook, diba? Kung gusto mo, ilagay mo. Or it could even be as simple as cute bed sheets. If that makes you happy, that inspires you to work harder for your home, then buy it. In summary, we will put all the categories down below, so check out the description of this episode. But, there are just a few tips that I want to leave you with. One is, not everything is essential. You can get by with just a few things. Even though the stores are selling us, dapat ang plate set mo ay 24 pieces. Hindi kailangan. Sometimes, a shallow bowl is all you need. Tip number 2 would be to just balance everything. Some things are high-end, some things are low-end. For something that you'll use every day, like a mattress, mas okay na investan natin ng mas mahal. But for things that you think will be easily changeable, like say with your mugs or your plates na baka mabasag rin naman eventually, or even with bed sheets that you can easily replace, you don't need to spend so much thousands on them. Even the cheap ones can do. And lastly, I want you to remember that furnishing your home is a never-ending process. And know that, everything that you see is yours and it's your hard-earned money. And you should be proud for taking that big step into being a real adult. So, enjoy. And that's why we're building this channel. Homebodies TV is here to guide you into building your dream home. Kaya kung may questions ka sa bahay, mga problema, mga tumutulo, mga appliances, di mo alam kung anong bibilin, nako, just comment them down below and we'll try to find the experts and the answers to all your home problems. So make sure to subscribe so you can see more of our episodes. And don't forget to comment in this video for a chance to win the Tough Mama 7-in-1 multi-cooker na personally is Mayora approved talaga. So, abangan namin yan and I'll see you on the next episode of Homebodies TV.